Yo, I got some new stuff for you guys. About to do an unboxing, a little bit of benchmarks. You're gonna see some gameplay. So let's go. Got my GTX 590, now it's time to own some noobs. Like the Glock 2 taps of the wrist, you'll know your time's up when I start to own this shit. No, I was kidding. Let's do the benchmarks and the unboxing and everything. And don't worry, I'm not quitting my day job. Don't worry. So anyways, this is the GTX 590. Now, here it is pulling out the box. You see it's a very nice packaging. Don't want to get too much into the packaging here because, I mean, it's packaging. That's not what you're here to see. But as you can see, that box is empty because that's what you do want to know. You want to know if it's empty or not. But anyways, here's the GTX 430, just a size comparison. I should have put that on top of the box. That would have made more sense. But I am doing an over voice. If you can't tell, you probably can. I'm doing the over voice because I went back, checked the audio. Audio's bad, real bad. So let's go on with the video. This is the driver disc. Now, the driver disc is not something you want to focus on whenever you're getting a new card, especially something like this. You want to go straight to the website. You want to download the drivers for that card, and then you just want to roll face, basically, because any drivers on that disc are definitely outdated. More than likely outdated. Probably, you know, like a revision behind or something, maybe, you know, an update patch behind, whatever. But I can wholeheartedly tell you, do not use the driver disc. If you can, download them before you install it. You know, install it, then install the drivers. But anyways, so what you're gonna get in this case is the card itself, obviously, the GTX 590. Then you're gonna get a DVI to HDMI. You're gonna get a DVI to VGA and some power cables. Now, the power cables and the DVI to VGA, you do not really, if you need those to begin with, this is not the card for you. This is more for the extreme gamers type, you know, scenario. Well, not really extreme gamers. I mean, more like if you want to buy a card and you have the money for it, and you want to just throw a card in your case, not have to worry about water cooling, because this thing does not output a lot of heat, especially if you leave it on auto. It doesn't get that loud. It doesn't output a lot of heat, or at least it's not noticeable to me anyways. It cooled itself very well from what I know, and if you leave it on 75 manually, it cools extremely well. So I mean, as far as that goes, it's perfect for that. But I will say this is not for the extreme overclockers. This card does not overclock well. It does overclock. Now, you can overclock it quite a bit. You can even overclock it to the stock EVGA settings. But as far as the extreme overclock and modding the BIOS, doing some mod tools, that would require a water block and everything else. So the card will overclock with a water block and, you know, further cooling solutions. But as far as it goes, this card will not. It's actually locked out. You cannot even overclock the voltage with this card unless you do a BIOS mod. Mainly because people were cranking up the voltages and they were going insane overclocking with this thing. And it wasn't meant for that. Well, technically it was, but not with the cooler it's got on it, I can assure you of that. Another thing that I thought was cool about this was the fact that they protected the DVI ports on the back. Not only that, they protected the PCI on it as well. So whenever you get this card, don't be surprised if you see, like, you know, some blue plastic on your card. Just, you know, just take that off. It's for protection. I thought that was pretty neat. I think they do that with a lot of the Asus or Asus products. As you can see here, the back plate is actually split in two, which I really wanted the EVGA because it had a full back plate. As some of you may know, the back plate will actually increase the cooling, especially on the back VRM, and that's where you really want the cooling to go anyways. So you can't, that's why the EVGA is actually clocked a little bit higher, I believe, because it can cool slightly better than this one can. But that doesn't mean that this card doesn't, you know, that doesn't mean that this card, you know, overheats or anything like that, because it surely doesn't. I've played plenty of games so far, haven't had any issues with it. The drivers are great. I'm getting insane frames, especially with everything fully maxed out on the resolution, the settings. Even if the game has physics, it never drops below 100 in most games. Now, as far as Crysis, Metro 2033, those games that are really bad with coding, or that's my personal take on it anyways. But, I mean, I gotta give it to Metro 2033 and Crysis. You know, they look beautiful, but as far as the game itself goes, it will lag. It actually won't even lag. That was kind of a lie. First of all, Crysis won't go below anything of 40, I believe. I haven't got too much into it, but I didn't see anything below 40 frames. As far as Metro goes, if you max it out fully all the way, go crazy on it, it's at exactly 40 frames. So you could lock this card at 30 frames, and you would have an enjoyable time playing a game. You'd be able to max everything out. You know, awesome card, not for just the average gamer. You know, you want to go get like a 560 or something. But if you want something that you can just throw in your case and not worry about it, this is the card for you. Now let's get on to what you guys really want to see, and that's the benchmarks. Thanks for watching the video, you guys. If you want to see more gameplay and benchmarks, make sure you check out my channel. I just wanted to say thanks to everybody at PugGaming. I appreciate all these comments. You guys show me a lot of support, and I really do appreciate it. I got more videos and reviews coming on the way, so make sure you check out for those, and take it easy.